explain to people who don't know what M.A.T is, what M.A.T is.
Yeah. Pretty simple in a way. It's a unique, so I'll break it down first. Myoskeletal, not too different from your musculoskeletal. Myo is Latin for muscle. So it focuses on using the muscles and the bones to affect the body more deeply. So it's an alignment-based technique, so myoskeletal alignment therapy. So there's a lot of focus on osteopathic assessments to try and see what's going on. And then you use the bones as levers to affect deeply in the body. So if you're just working skin deep like this and you push really hard, that's deep pressure. But deep tissue, if you are able to move the tissue, then you can get not just that part and where you were getting deeper, but all the surrounding parts and everything on the other side too. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it makes sense. And I had a treatment from someone over there. I've since had a hip replacement, but prior to that, I've had a terrible hip that I could not get any resolution from. And one of the girls that works in Costa Rica, everyone said, go see her, see her. And I probably got close to 3 weeks of pain-free joint capsular stuff from her, and she was using the Myoskeletal alignment system, so it was amazing.
Yeah.
What makes it different to other modalities?
So some of the hallmarks of myoskeletal alignment therapy are the first goal really is to level the head and the tail. So if somebody comes in and they're talking about their shoulder pain, we're still going to look at the shoulder. Of course, you want to let the client know that they've been heard. So you're going to touch that 100%, but you're also going to pay attention to what's happening in the neck and in the sacrum. The spine sits on the sacrum. So if the sacrum's not level, then things start to get a little wonky. And then if the head's not level, things get wonky. And shoulder pain can often come from the neck. So you can start tying things back together, but you want to have a good central core, nice in alignment, and then you start looking through the extremities. So I like that focus on alignment as part of myoskeletal alignment therapy. Like if you have a client who's laying on the table, right? They're laying face down and you see one side of the rib cage is high and the other one is low. You know, when I went to school, we didn't really learn how to treat that. You know, we didn't really even diagnose it. I mean, that's not really our place or our scope as a massage therapist, at least in the United States. We don't do any diagnosing. But I was like, well, what would I do? So I'd want to rub on that high side. Well, it's actually the low side that you probably want to be releasing. The high side's the weak side. And myoskeletal alignment therapy is what helps you to start to look at the body and to assess, not just with your eyes, but also with range of motion. I think what else makes it different is there's graded exposure, the concept of graded exposure. It's all pain-free, and I love that about it.
So what's graded exposure mean? Some people won't understand that term.
Yeah, so if somebody comes in with pain, let's say they can't go any further than this with their arm, if you can see my arm here. So what you're going to do is you're never going to take them past that. You're just going to take them up to it and then right to the feather edge. They'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I can feel that. And then you're going to come back out of it. And then you're going to go back to it again. And maybe you can go a little bit further. What you're doing is repetitive. It's predictable. And this is very calming to the brain, because when you get there and they're like, oh, well, that didn't hurt. Oh, well, that didn't hurt. Oh, well, that didn't hurt. The brain starts to remember, well, it's not going to hurt when we go there. And then maybe you can go a little bit further. And so this concept of graded exposure helps you to get into places where there might be pain instead of yanking on it and trying to pull it, they're just crying on the table or what are you doing to me? Yeah.
That's so we're working on the nervous system innately in there, right? Working on that.
That's right.
Ascending and descending modulation pathways to make sure that they kind of go, well, that now is ascending. It's saying that I'm okay, and then yeah, so I love that is part of that technique, and that would go through everything, right? Neck
Yeah.
rotations, lateral flexions, etc.
Of course, yeah, you wanna downregulate that nervous system. It's also building trust with your client, which is gonna help release dopamine, which is gonna release brain chemicals, that's gonna help with the healing process. I mean, it just starts this positive feedback loop.